So I wanted to talk a little bit more in depth about journaling for just a moment. Maybe you clicked on this video from this video about the 3 habits that will transform your life, and just wanted to take a little bit of a deeper dive into that. I feel like there's a pretty good overview, but sometimes we don't know how to do this. So I wanted to take a few extra minutes to really share how to journal. Because many of us just sit down, and as I shared in that video, it really is about just starting the activity of writing and allowing your subconscious mind to take over. And you'll be surprised what just comes out when you just begin moving the pen on the paper. But I wanted to give you a couple prompts that will help you get started if you can't even get the pen moving at all. Because journaling is something that a lot of people talk about, and they recommend it, that you do it. And there's all these different now like marketed and branded books, journals that you can get that have all of these prefabbed prompts in them. Well, maybe for whatever reason, I just don't love prefabricated things. I just want a standard dotted journal, and I want to just write in it myself and make my own thing. And so if you are, though, struggling with getting started, which is getting the pen moving, I would recommend that you think through this very simple rubric, this very simple method or system or whatever you want to call it to help get you started. And when you sit down and you open your journal, the very first thing you can do, is open yourself up to Spirit and ask Spirit, Spirit, what is a sentence to get me started? Bring up one sentence, even a word to just get me started. And just wait for a moment. And oftentimes you'll get a little tidbit of something to help get you started with whatever it might be. And it's just enough to get the pen moving, because once the pen gets moving, things become a lot easier. You know, energy in motion stays in motion. It's getting the thing started. If you've ever driven a manual car, the hardest part is just going from a dead stop in first gear, letting out on that clutch, right? So just getting started is the key. And invite the Spirit just to reveal a word or a phrase or a starting of a sentence. And just say, Spirit, I'm open. You know my soul. You know my heart. You created me in your image and likeness. You know every element of my being. Bring to my mind something to get me started. And just see what comes up for you. That's a great way to get started. It's also a great spiritual practice to get you familiar with the intimacy of the divine. To know that the divine is so close, closer than breath. That God is not this some far off distant idea, but rather God is in us and through us and wants to manifest as us in the world. And so when you call on that deep inner truth within you to reveal itself, most times it's faithful. And so for some of us, though, that's a little too woo-woo, if that's a little too difficult or you're not there yet, simply begin with a very simple system of past, present, future. Just the past, the present, and the future. Begin to journal either A, about your past, what's happened in the past. Has there been a theme that's been going on in your life? Is there something that you're working through? Is there some level of concern within you about who you are and where you're at? Maybe there is a something that needs to be processed about a relationship or a piece of frustration that you have. Maybe it doesn't even have to be negative. I don't know why. We always tend to go negative first, don't we? It could be something positive. What's been happening in the past that's going really well, that's going right? What is something that you have been witnessing in your life that you want to see more of? And you're like, yeah, this has been really good. Begin to just journal about your past. What's been happening over the past day, week, month, year? Doesn't matter. Just think about the past as a prompt for your journaling. Then think about your present. What's going on in this moment? What's a current circumstance, a current situation that you just simply want to get off your chest, that you want to get out, that you want to process in a way that isn't just burning off somebody's ear. Like, I'm married, my wife has to hear me talk about stuff all day, you know. Journaling's been really helpful for me to sort of sort through that and filter some of that so I don't have to, vomit that all over everywhere all the time. So journal about your present. Journal about what's going on. Journal about what's going right. Journal about how you are growing and you're seeing the fruit come alive within you. Journal about your future. Again, as I said in this other video, your future self, scientifically, is just as apt to influence your current self as your past. But we're so conditioned to have our past dictate our present or to even dictate where we might go. But our future calls us, our future pulls us into itself if we allow it to. So begin to journal from the future perspective. Begin to just write who you are, where you're going, what you want to see come alive within you. Begin to journal from the future self's point of view. And then remember, whenever you're journaling from a future perspective or visioning where you want to go and seeing in your mind's eye, activating your imagination to give a sort of landscape to where you want to move into, just also end all of that with, I'm open to all of this and more. Because at the end of the journal entry, what we want to do is offer all of this to the highest good in our life. Whether if it was something that we were working through that's negative or something that we are wanting to step into, or even just commentary on life in general, it's fine to just journal about life as well, like a diary, as you would have maybe seen, in a teenage sitcom or something. All of that is fine. At the end of it, we dedicate that. We dedicate that to the Spirit, and we ask that the divine would come and bring purification into our life and continue to shape and pull us into the incarnation that we have been called to be, into the incarnational agreement, that we would fulfill the incarnational agreement of our life. Another video for another time, but I believe we have all made an agreement before we came into this body. Our soul has made an agreement, and journaling helps excavate what that is and how to activate that in our life. And so if you're not sure what to journal about the past, journal about the present, journal about the future, and realize it's all happening. In eternity, there is no past, present, future. It's all one. So you begin to ask the infinite to bring all of these things into fruition, and you are open to all of it and more. And that's how you set the stage for something beautiful to continue to come out of you that is divine. And if you don't have something downloaded to you, just start past, present, future, and just see what might happen. And again, like all of these things, give yourself time. Give time for things to come to fruition. We want to pick fruit too quickly, and we wonder why it's bitter and sour. Well, we didn't give it time. We didn't give it the proper time for it to fulfill its sweetness. So give yourself time, but consistently do this practice every single day. If you do this practice every single day, you'll begin to see themes, and things will begin to transform in your life like you never have been able to imagine before. You'll be open and more intimate with the Spirit, with yourself, with your surroundings. Everything will begin to click together and unlock in ways that you never thought possible before. If you're curious about some recommended readings, you can click this video. And be sure to subscribe and comment and like and share and all that stuff. And we'll see you on the next episode. Peace and blessings.